Man, YK Osiris is a wild boy. I do not know how every 6 months YK Osiris is always in my headlines doing something ridiculous. And in that process, bro, he extends his career for another year. It's amazing to me. I've never met anyone or never seen a character like this before. Like, he's really monetized the whole idea of being like a dweeb. And mind you, I'm not here to diss him. I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, if it's your steez, rock out, obviously. But I've never seen it done like this before. Because I remember the YK Osiris situation where first, the one I remember the most is when he was singing at Drake's house. And I thought, yo, it didn't come off like, yo, this is the homie, you know, like very similar to like a Drake Yachty kind of relationship where they like friends and they talk about things. And you can tell there's a form of relationship and respect. But when YK Osiris, I don't know, it just feels like everybody's laughing at him and not with him. And I don't know why. I mean, don't get me wrong, he dropped hits. That's not even a question. My boy got hits. But for some reason, all his hits are overridden by his behavior and his activities. And that's honestly something that I really pray that does not, I hope that's not something that I'll fall into. I really hope that's not a category I'm going to find myself in where my antics outshine what I have to say. But then again, at the same time, my antics are part of the entire story. They are part of the entire storyline. So yeah, you guys, yeah, this is wild. This entire process is, man, I feel sorry for some people. I feel sorry for some people who don't really know what to do and don't know how to go about it. Because with me, to be honest with you, I'm very self-aware and not self-conscious, but I'm just so conscious of what I do on a daily basis. I'm aware of how certain things look. I may play it off like I don't know, but I'm always aware. I've always looked at myself in third person, and I'm trying to figure out why other people in this world don't do that. Like, they really just live life just to live life, or they really live their life like a first-person character. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, when y'all are out in public or when you're out talking to somebody, do you ever think, what do I look like from the other side? Like, even from the outside of this camera. But it's different because I'm clearly talking to a screen, and like there's some people checking in here or there on other platforms or whatever it may be. But like, when I'm sitting here talking, I'm so conscious of what I look like from the other side. If somebody were to walk through that door, I know exactly what I look like. I know exactly, down to like my shirt being buttoned up to the top, to my locks sticking out in the back. But for some reason, I think it's just easier to play it off like I'm stupid. But I don't know. I be feeling bad for YK, man. Like, I'm really hoping that his mental health is all in order. I really do hope. I'm gonna leave a comment real quick because I want people to know. Give a number between. Oh yeah, by the way, so today is another episode of the Mohammed Cook Show. I'm your host here, Mohammed Cook. And hopefully I can lead you on an understanding of I can lead you through a path of you understanding through the things I have not learned within myself that I publicly display on this show. But before I do anything, I like to do this game called 1 to 10. 10 being the best and 1 being the worst. Well, I'd like to ask you about your day. So if you're having a somewhat of a good day, let me know. Throw it in the comment section. And on top of that, give me a number between 1 and, let me see. Hold on. 3,000. How about that? So give me a number between 1 and 3,000. And honestly, I would love to do this. I would love to have this show when I have a much larger audience, because doing the whole idea of asking questions and talking to an audience and like random questions is so much more engaging when you have more people. Give me a number between 1 and 3,000. I want to put 3K because I might confuse some people. There we go. Give me a number between 1 and 3,000. And then I'll answer a question. Should I say that? Maybe I should say that for those tapping in. There we go. Give me a number between 1 and 3,000. And oh shit. I really should have typed this part out earlier. I had no idea. And I'll answer a question in my book. In my, I don't know, should I say private books? A little bit more salacious. There we go. Here we go. I like that a little bit more. There we go. I like that one a lot more. It looks like I'm just randomly. Like I said, first, everything's doing good. Okay, all right. Oh, look, I got my family here. Man, I really do appreciate y'all. Ray, Hannah, Justin, man, I love y'all. I really do. Why y'all tap in with me to hear me just talk? I can't imagine. I cannot imagine what it's like for somebody who wants to be in this space, their beginning tape. Like, what do the first episodes of the Jay Leno show look like, you know? And I'm not talking like the first episode after he was nationally syndicated on CNBC and that nature. I'm talking about the first episodes when he first decided he wanted to get into broadcasting. What did that look like? And then I want to think about the people who kind of like, who start their own platforms. I was watching an interview, like I said, I always tell you guys the same story, but about Mr. Beast, right? And he talks about how in the beginning of his entire career, how his first like 100 and something episodes were atrocious, or videos were atrocious. And that, honestly, even though me and that kid probably shared nothing, our paths are completely different, socially, racially, just our lives are completely different. I really do relate to that story. I always got to find myself going to inspirational stories to help get me going in the morning, you know, because this shit is hard. This shit is hard. Here we go. I'm gonna actually start this off with Ray's. He's gonna say number 3,000. I can't see a bunch of comments in this one because I don't know. But this is the book, by the way. I promise you, this is not an endorsement. It's called 3,000 Questions About My Future. And I thought a reason why I really do love this book is because not only does it give you like content, but it also gives you the ability to just think. And then it even comes in a series. And I promise you, obviously they didn't pay me for this promotion, but as a content creator, if you're always trying to dig within and trying to figure out what book or trying to find things that make you think, I kid you not, these questioning books are the single-handedly best thing that ever happened. Because now you truly understand what's going on in your head because you have somebody asking you. It's kind of like getting interviewed all the time without the interview process. But anyways, I'm going to start off on the first question, which is 3,000, which I had a feeling. And this one's kind of like, mind you, these are really big picture questions and not necessarily personal. I do have the personal one. Key has it, and then I picked up the ones about the future altogether. But anyways, the question is, how will electricity change in the future? I don't want to bore you guys with a bunch of like science, but it's very ironic I got this question. Today, I actually had to do an interview with somebody who it's called IT Medical Group, right? It was one of my job's clients. And these guys are literally computer geniuses. They take their entire life is in designing servers, networks, technology. These like on the intellect and money conversation, especially within Kern County, I'm putting those guys at the top. So anyways, we're having these conversations about servers and clouds, and I'm not going to bore you with all that, but I like to ask them about questions about the future and what does the future hold within computers. And he's like, well, I think that computers will become more like, not necessarily like these big clunky screen machines, but they're going to become smaller, and then you're always going to be wired in and things like that. So anyways, the reason I'm telling you all this because I like this question to say, how do you think electricity will change in the future? And I think personally, I don't see electricity changing anything. The only thing I can see how much electricity it takes to actually make something happen. For example, there's something I talk about all the time, better known as Moore's Law. And the Moore's Law essentially states the rate at which something grows, or not the rate at which something grows, the rate at which technology is produced, about every 7 to 10 years will require less than it did before, which seems kind of obvious, but it's the rate at which it grows. So it's almost doubling every 7 to 10 years, which is crazy when you think about it. That's why the iPhone 1 isn't too far from now, but now we're working on Oculus glasses and things of that nature. So, yeah, I don't know. For me, I really do. I forgot. I got lost halfway through this. But the reason why I'm telling you about all this, let me come back home. The reason why I'm telling you about all this is because I really do see electricity being one of the major commodities of the future, right? So I see electricity, the same way we think of commodities such as, water, gas, all right? I don't think electricity is on that table, that conversation of being something that we are going to commonly invest in. I do think companies that make transistors and like data chips and things of that nature are going to be the companies to keep your eyes on, because how many of our products today that require a charge is way different than probably 5-10 years ago. You think about how many tablets you have in your home, or how many devices you charge in your home, or how many devices require Wi-Fi. It's at one point you were satisfied just having a laptop. Now it's like phone, laptop, sometimes your refrigerator, your microwave, all these things that require Wi-Fi, your iPad if you have kids, or even if you don't have kids, your computer 1, computer 2, all your devices require Wi-Fi. So I do think electricity is a major commodity that I think we all need to pay attention to, because I don't I just don't see it going anywhere else. So yeah, I don't know. So that was number 3,000. Question number 34, which is actually by Hannah. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 34 all the way to the front of the book. If everybody can go ahead and turn the page. Feel like an old deacon. Old Deacon Mohammed. I need to highlight which ones I do because I don't want to repeat questions in the future, but I do like this. What will be the biggest challenge you will face in your future? Shit. Welcome to the Mohammed Cook Show. I'm your host here, Mohammed Cook. I think everything that I do on a daily basis is considered, I'm going to make sure I say this right, is the biggest challenge. I think putting together an independent platform that has, and giving it a hard, pause, giving it a, that's crazy. Hey, yo, but just giving it a hard definition, right? So as you guys know, as I'm going through this entire process of creating this show, creating this platform, the majority of my show is really just me flapping my gums without any form of direction. So that's honestly kind of dangerous in a sense, because when you start thinking of shows and thinking of personalities, you got to understand everybody has one dominant focus. And I think the biggest challenge I'm facing right now is finding that one dominant focus. That is what I'm having a hard time pinning down. Because I like so many things and I like to do so many fucking things. It's like if I had to make a show that I can come here and talk on every single day, what would the topic be? And that it boggles me. It boggles me. Like, for example, I want to talk about this earlier. I was going to start the episode with this, but it's funny how everything organically falls into place. I wanted to do money on Mondays, right? So that's where we've already talked about this before, but I want to talk about not just my money, but different like money, savings, business conversation. I want that to all be done on Monday, right after a weekend recap. I think it's good for us to have a financial refresher every Monday before we start our week and start really working. Because remember, Monday through Friday is where you get all your money. Saturday, Sunday is where you blow it all. So you have to be conscious of why you're out here working. You have to remind yourself, why are you working? So happy Pride Month. You're stupid. So that was my plan for Mondays. Now, Tuesday, I was kind of trying to have like a tech conversation, but I was asking myself, how committed am I to tech talk on every Tuesday? And I'm like, that seems kind of weird, but what if I'm having like a social conversation? I don't know. But then that's just something that just kind of came to me. I said, maybe I can have a tech talk Tuesday kind of thing. And then Wednesday, what I've learned is Wednesday, I want to have an interview. Every Wednesday. The reason why I have this random ass question book on this Wednesday is because I don't have a guest. And to be honest with you, I want to spend every Wednesday finding a guest for me to sit down in the studio and talk to. I think I looked at all the data from all my past episodes, and 10 times out of 10, when there's people here, the show performs better. And I get it, and I understand. Sitting here talking to me probably just doesn't get the job done. It doesn't. And as much as I wanted to get the job done, and as much as I'm striving for it to get the job done, I haven't quite figured out what it takes for me by myself and the camera in this room, yada, 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 to make it entertaining. But I'm going to figure it out with time. So I'm going to dedicate Monday, Tuesdays, all the way to just me in front of the camera and work and sharpening that tool. Wednesdays is going to be a guest. Thursday is DDS. That's me, Elijah, and Ty. So whatever Elijah really has in mind. Friday, we're off. Saturday is car scene conversation. Sunday, but the end of summer, is going to be the cooks, which is just me and my wife. So I'm essentially setting up an entire, like a channel of shows, but I can't really pin down the one I like. I just know that I want to record and be on camera every single day. Even as we speak right now, I have so many other things I could be doing, but for some reason, I just got to make sure I feel incomplete if I don't do two things. If I don't run and I don't record. So even if it's me talking for only a couple minutes, I'll take it. But I'm actually going to go ahead to the like I said, the root question of this, I believe it was number 34. So what is the biggest challenge you face? The biggest challenge I face is just finding that perfect direction. What can be the thing I can look into this camera and talk about? Like I said, y'all know I'm a personality. Y'all know I got different sides. Sometimes I'm on my Hotep shit. Sometimes I'm on my conservative shit. The spectrum is wide, and I just love talking about the things in my life. But if I said, yo, the Mohammed Cook Show is blank, I always describe it as a show about a young black man who's trying to figure out how to move himself and his family into a better predicament. And he's doing this vocally by making sure that the things that he says he's going to do, he's actually going to do it. He's going to look into this camera and record it forever. forever. So for it to live in the internet, to make sure I can hold myself accountable. By the way, the accountable campaign is on the way. We're still getting it all together. That's where I'm going to be using thrift tees and putting accountable on them and yada yada. It's very similar to Cone, but I just want to call the line Cook and go to accountable. But anyways, listen, yeah, that's the hardest challenge. That's probably one of the hardest challenges. And another challenge people don't talk about is like shit, getting bread, bro. This shit is hard to fucking get bread. My God, it's hard. Anyways, I'm gonna go on to the next one. We did 3,034, 1,500, 1,542. Ooh. I am having a hard time trying to hone in on that target audience too. Like, what is my target audience? I have no idea. Like, it's just me and my 4 friends, and we just really be sitting here talking. We sitting here talking. If you tapping in the live right now, shoot me a random number. Any random number. Just shoot me a random number right now. Put the number in the comment section, because that's going to be the question I'm going to read within this book. So throw it in the comment section right now. Throw me a random number. 1,542. This one's right here. This is dedicated to Justin. It says, what cool new inventions will you own that are not available from now, possibly 20 years from now? What cool inventions? Am I reading this right? 1,542. Let me make sure. Yeah. 1,542. Yeah. I'm reading the wrong damn question. I was like, yo, that didn't even sound right. All right. Will you be harder on yourself or harder on others 20 years from now? Oh, all right. Will you be harder on yourself or harder on others? Yo, that's the most flagrant pause I ever heard in my entire life. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, I gotta stop with all these pause jokes. Are pause jokes offensive? Is that offensive in today's culture? What y'all think? Is saying pause disrespectful? I don't know. One side of me, I'm like, maybe it is. One side, it's like if we've remixed No Homo, are we still replicating the problem? I don't know. I'm not gonna beat myself up. Anyways, 1,542. Will you be harder on yourself or harder on others? I think I will always be hard on myself, because why can't I ever grow up? Why must I always be a 13 years old in my head? I'm always going to be hard on myself. Anyways, I think I'm always going to be hard on myself, because I think that's the only way to create some form of progress. I think that the thing I added to this entire equation is like my son, and I know I'm going to be really hard on him, because I just think that's the only way to raise a young man. I think you cannot raise a boy being soft, and I think you just have to be, and not necessarily physical or like they say, be a man kind of thing. I think being straight up with the young man early is just the easier way for them to click into reality. So, but then again, I'm not going to be harder on him than I am on myself on a daily basis. So it's going to be me trying to figure out, how do I make myself a better man? How do I make myself a better husband? Yada, yada, father, all that other bullshit, yada, yada, yada. That's my overall, I don't know. That's kind of the direction I want to go with it. That's why I can't see myself being hard on whether it's employees, my son, my family, anybody, if I'm sitting here being lazy. And I think that's my biggest issue, is that sometimes I hold people to the same standard I hold myself. And to be honest with you, that's what fucks up a lot of my like friendships and relationships, because in my head, I'm like, yo, if I can work this hard, why can't you? Right? I think that's an easy way to think, but for some reason, some people, you gotta understand, some people have different priorities and different directions and different places they want to go with their life. So for me, I don't know, like it sometimes causes like controversy. Like me, I'll sacrifice all my joy right now just for the bigger purpose of creating something. If you guys very well know, as I do this show, like ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody here. It's not like we got the streams going up, we booming, and here's the thing about it. Here is the thing about it. I'm hard on myself about my streams, but at the same time, I have to be honest with myself and be like, yo, you just started. Just because you record every single day does not mean you're going to be great the second, like, month one. It's going to take time. It's going to take time trying to figure all this shit out. So, yeah, like, I forgot the fucking question, y'all. Let me make sure I read the question again. Will I be hard on myself? Like, I think I'm always going to be hard on myself. Like, what person is it? What person isn't? I don't know. That's just me. Who gives a fuck? Just say it with your chest and move on with the pause. No. Pause jokes are stupid. No, pause jokes are great. Pause jokes are absolutely great. They're great. Listen, we got number 69. Yo, Ray, come on, bro. My guy, 69 is like we're 10 again, bruh. All right, let's go to number 69. 69 says, what do you think will be the biggest change in your features? So I'm assuming they're talking about things physically. I don't see my body changing too much if it's only for the better. Y'all know I beat myself up all the time about my physique, and it's because I'm really caught up on one era of my life. It was like 2012, 2013, where I was like 7% body fat, ultra cut up, going to the gym twice a day, and I never felt better about my body. I was running, working out, lifting weights, doing calisthenics. I was like a fitness fucking addict, bro. And I wish I had pictures from that era, because it sounds like I'm crazy, but like if I was continue up along that path I was going at that time, and mind you, I was doing this shit all clean, grilled chicken and salad every day, not a day. I didn't skip a day on my clean nutrition, because that's half the fucking battle. It's not even about the working out. It's really the nutrition. The nutrition will fuck you up. But in my head, because that was like one of the greatest physiques I've ever had, I think I find myself always chasing that. But you have to take into consideration, when you get older, first of all, your body stores fat a lot. Mind you, 10 years ago, my body stores fat so much faster than it did back in the day. So me now, I'm like chasing that always and forever. And instead of me just accepting, and that's the thing, I don't want to accept my body. I don't want to accept it. I'm always going to, like I said, I'm always going to be hard on myself. I want to see myself in that more chiseled physique. I want to see myself at a 10, 11% body fat. I've lost weight, you guys, but here's the thing. I need to find somewhere, and if you guys know somewhere I can go where I can check my body fat percentage, I think that's the key secret to this entire operation. I need to be more specific about where I'm trying to lose weight and how I'm trying to look by really checking my muscle to fat ratio, instead of me just saying, did I lose weight? Because I think that's ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. I think that's what I need to focus on. That's just me, though. That's just me. But going back to number 69, what do you think will be the biggest change? I think more specifically, I see myself with a wider chest and possibly like, gosh, I want to say a thicker neck for number 6. This is crazy. Saying a thick neck. Oh, my gosh. Mohammed, grow the fuck up, bro. Grow up. Anyways, so I see myself with like a wider chest, a thicker neck, probably a little, just a better stance. But the thing is, I always want to keep is like, or not keep, something I really want to get is a nice core, because you need a core in order to run. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Talking to a lot of cross-country athletes, cross-country stars, I don't want to say stars, but athletes, runners, go runners, they, like a lot of their workouts are just like core workouts, which kind of caught me by surprise. And I had no idea that how much of your core belongs to just how much of your core you need in order to run. It sounds stupid, but understand, I'm learning. This is a process, y'all. You guys are watching me grow each and every day. My wife actually hopped in here for a second. I don't know if she's still here, but she said number 2,000. Let's talk about it. 2,000. Wild guess. Okay. What practices do you want to take up? Playing the piano. You guys already know that. So the guy who's actually in this live right now, right? Justin. When we lived at Campus Park, a lot of my memories are attached to like people, right? And I think that's quite human. I think everybody has memories attached to people. But the guy who's actually in this live right now, his name is Justin, right? Justin, my dog, I shout him out every episode. I always make sure I say thank you to him. But the thing about Justin, every night, while I really did appreciate him, was his attention to just practice. And no matter what practice was, I would watch him leave school, right? Come home, watch finance videos, practice finance, look at algorithms, whatever the hell that was going on. And then right after that, I would watch him turn on the same movie. It was always like some Harry Potter, something like that. And then after he turned on the Harry Potter, he would like practice his piano on a daily basis. And to me, like, I work hard and I try to replicate, like do the same things over and over. As I said, the Mamba mentality and always replicating a system. But I really did pick that up from him because on a daily basis, my man's was always, he stayed in rhythm. He stayed in rhythm. No matter if it was COVID, it didn't matter if somebody was coming by. Like, it didn't matter if I was bringing somebody to the house. It didn't matter and when I say somebody, as in like when I was throwing my little shindigs at the house. Sorry about that, Justin. But it did not matter the situation. I can always count on Justin doing the same thing. And one of those things that I always watched Justin do was he played his piano. Now, if you just look at him and looked at him being a finance guy, a great student, athlete, all these things of that nature, you didn't think he can play the piano. But here's what I liked about Justin. It wasn't like he just hopped on the piano and just started playing like random keys. He would play the same song over and over and over and over and over and over again. You would think that he had a recital coming up, but I looked at that and I just admired that because I was seeing that type of pattern kind of rubbed off on me. And I told myself, the issue with me is that I'm up, down, up, down, up, down. And I admit, I am very consistent today, but during then, even my consistency was a little sporadic. But also understand, my life was a lot more sporadic was because, I had different priorities. But something, like I said, I want to make sure I read the question. What practices do you want to take up? I say all this to say the practice I want to take up, hands down, is playing the drums. I still love playing the drums. I love to practice playing the drums when I'm at the church. But something I want to add to that is even being good at the piano. Like, I love the drums and the piano. So a practice I would love to take up is just playing more instruments. I think instruments are one of those things. It doesn't matter where you are and what you do. If you know how to play an instrument, you can get anywhere in life. You can be in another country. If you're able to play an instrument, you'll be able to accept it you'll be accepted into at least one community there. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So one of the things that, going back to the practices I would like to take up, hands down, would just be playing an instrument. The issue I'm having now is finding the time, right? So you can always count on Justin to do a minimum of 45-minute practice. Mind you, no recital, no concert, no nothing. I don't know if he's still playing like he was back in the day, but yeah, man, it was just that his commitment to the 45 minutes every day was just admirable. So I picked that up from him, and I told myself today, I want to play an instrument. I want to make sure, and I want to get this done. So by the time my son is like 5 or something like that, I at least know how to play just a couple chords. I can hang with some chords in piano and be able to keep my chop right on the kick. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully am I answering these questions right? Am I giving too much detail? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Riley, what's up? I don't know if you're still here. You guys, Riley, who's here in the live, I don't know if she's still there. It's one of my students. The question she has for him, the number she has, y'all, I want to let y'all know that's my dog. That's my dog. Her mama is really OG. Miss Austin, come on now. That's my dog. Like, listen. Let me see. I'm going to go. It's number 2,467 is the number. Did I skip any down here? I did 57, everything. I'm going to scroll on down. Yeah, I got all these. So 2,467. Listen. All right, we're going to get Riley's question, because that's my dog. I want you guys to know, you guys are going to see me with a pair of pants, right? Riley is like a crazy painter, cool person all around, but she knows how to paint so fucking well. So what I decided, y'all know I like to wear the Dickies. I actually got my pants cleaned up and whatnot. So I went to the laundromat last night. I meant to post a video. I forgot about it. I'm going to post it today. Side note, if you guys see something on my story, I'm already gone. I don't post something on my story while I'm there. It's kind of a little too eerie for me. But anyways, Riley painted these white pants, right? They're like white jeans. And she did the Powerpuff Girls. And then she added the accents on the pockets. You guys remember like the little hearts and whatnot? If I was closer to the computer and I was more computer, I don't know. If I was close to my screen, I'll show you the kind of the cartoon she did. But I was amazed by the graphic. Also, Riley is the one, if you guys notice on my bracelet, she's the one who made this one, the top one. Can you guys see? I don't know if you guys can even see it, but the top one, she made this one. So I was like, anyways, my Dickies work pants that you guys usually see me in, I got a white pair. And I said, yo, if she's doing this with her white jeans, what can she do with a blank canvas of just white pants? And I told her, yo, go crazy. Do whatever you want. I asked her. I didn't tell her. I ain't tell her shit. It's her world. Listen, I ain't telling nothing. But I asked her. I said, yo, I want you to give your best interpretation artistically. You have as much time as you want. And what you think of Mr. Mo. Like Mr. Mo, Mohammed Cook, knowing all these things at the same time. And I want you to give your best artistic interpretation of of me. So whatever she puts on those pants, by the way, you guys, I'm actually going to be putting on the character in the logo. So I'm sitting here, I'm waiting. I'm going to add to my character. I'm going to add little beads to him. I'm adding all the little accents that make me, me. But yeah, that's who Riley is. So Riley, welcome. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the entire community. Listen, I forgot the whole number. What number was she? Hold on. Don't say anything, y'all. Y'all ain't got to type it. You ain't even got to type it. 2,467. 2,467. Listen, here we go. Which cell provider will dominate and take over a monopoly for cell service? Wow, this is a business question. Which company will take over? I think this is pretty easy. So, side note, if you guys called me about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I didn't pick up or anything. It went straight to voicemail because I didn't pay my phone bill. So you guys know, I overpay for Verizon every single month, and I don't know why I do it. I think it's because I'm grandfathered in and I've been with Verizon for so many years. It's almost like I feel scared to leave them because I've been in situations where other people's phones didn't work and mine did. So I overpay on my Verizon bill every single month. However, that was fine and dandy before I had a child. So now I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to figure out how to cut costs as much as possible. Back in the day, I had this little phone better known as a Sidekick LX. The Sidekick LX was genius because, and I promise I'm gonna bring these together. You guys just stay with me. The Sidekick LX was genius because it gave me the ability to have a keyboard and also be able to look a little fly, hit a little swivel. If you know what a Sidekick is, you know what it is. If you don't know what a Sidekick is, hop off the live real quick, Google Sidekick LX, and then you can see how I was giving it up at the time. So anyways, my Sidekick LX was great because they offered prepaid minutes that I used to buy minutes at a time, and I'll put it on a little SIM card and put it in my phone. It gave me a chance to DM, text all the little shawties I was talking to back in the day. Cool, right? But what I liked about it was that T-Mobile at the time was doing a great job at providing quality service at a very low price. And I recognize this. Now, mind you, this is back in 07, y'all. I was a kid. Was it 07? No, I'm not. Was it 07? No, it wasn't 07. It was probably like 2010. And no, because I was at Laces. It was 07. It was 07. So at around that time, I was legit amazed by their service. And now, why would I be amazed? Why would a 7th grader be amazed by cell phone service? I liked how well they were marketed to me. It felt like the whole, when Pepsi was marketing to the youth, it felt like T-Mobile was marketing to the youth. I liked how they branded themselves. I liked the products they provided. I liked everything about the brand at that time. And mind you, this is back in 2007. So going back to the root of the question, saying which cell phone carrier do you think is going to dominate? I think it's going to be T-Mobile, 1,000%. And the more I start asking people questions, I'm starting to realize how many people have T-Mobile, you know? Oh, that's a good question. He said Apple will start their own. I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the comment section. AT&T, I don't see it for AT&T. Only way I see AT&T taking dominance if it's something with the Wi-Fi, like Wi-Fi based. I don't see 20 years from now. I don't see it because everybody's complaining about their AT&T bill, and at a certain point, people are going to say enough is enough. Justin, you said that Apple will start their own cell phone service and dominate for sure. I see that. I can see a future with that, hands down. I don't know. Because it seems like Apple's getting into every other space, so what's going to stop them? But, yeah, I don't know. We'll save that for a Monday question. We're going to make that we'll have an Apple appreciation, and I'll eat an apple the entire episode. But, AT&T owns T-Mobile. Oh, I did not know that. Damn, baby. Shouts out to my wife for putting me up on game. Did y'all know that? I'm not going to question it. My baby said that's what it is. Or never mind, they have the same towers. All right, never mind. We were getting there. It's all good. I want to get on to actually speaking of my wife. We're going to go to her question, being a 1516. 1516. Here we go. Hold on. 1516. That's a weird question. And of course my wife will get this. It says, will macaroni and cheese still be served in a box 20 years from now? I don't know. I'm trying to think, can I have a conversation about healthy food right now? I'm asking myself, what angle do I want to take on this? Yes. All right, this is the angle I'm going to take on this. I can't see the quality of food, whether it's if you're buying meat, if you're buying freaking veggies, produce, whatever it may be. I can't see our quality of food from our grocery store getting any better in the future. I see it being more mass produced. So therefore, I think not only will mac and cheese still be served in a box, I think a lot more products. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more veggies. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more veggies in a box. If that makes sense. We're going to see a lot more of our grocery store being box based. Which raises me to the question, I think that people need to start investing in cardboard companies, because if Amazon is the biggest company in the world and then their entire operation is based and wrapped up around shipping, I'm trying to figure out why more people aren't investing in like cardboard companies. It almost seems like the straight eight, like the obvious answer, especially fresh after COVID. But whatever. Key is better than Mr. Mo. Yeah, no, hands down. I want to comment that. I want to pin that, but then I got to keep my question up here. Riley, you said it even. And actually, Riley, she's going to be coming up on our last day of summer school. So shouts out to everybody. Also, I'm happy you reminded me. Oh, Hannah, I see you, number 57. By the way, Friday, you guys are going to see me going live on and off all day. I'm going to be taking one of my cameras and one of my rigs to Garces. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give my students the opportunity to ask me any question they want live on camera. But here's the thing. They're not going to be on camera. The only thing you guys are going to see is my reaction. Because I don't want to put them on camera, because then I start to deal with paperwork and all these other things, and I don't want to deal with it. But all throughout the day, you might check your phone and be like, oh, Mohammed is going live. I'm just going to have random questions. I'm going to let my students hop on. It's probably going to be my later classes, not my beginning class. They're a little too young. It's too loud. It's a madhouse in there. I don't want no smoke. But my advanced robotics, web design, and graphic design, I can see they're going to be asking me questions like throughout the day. So, just stay tuned in. But to go back to the root of this, will macaroni and cheese still be served in a box? For sure. And I think a lot more things are going to be served in a box. I think cardboard is going to be one of the most powerful entities commodities of our future. Why wouldn't Amazon buy their own cardboard company? I mean, if we go, I'm saying that's the obvious, Fobo. Like, Amazon's going to buy everything that they do. That's like, duh. So I want to talk about not necessarily there. I'm thinking more or less the second tier, like the companies that create the glue, that create the cardboard. Like, it's thinking about those little niche pockets that I think I need to pay attention to in order for where I think I should be investing some bread. I don't know. That's where I think I should go with it. I think I just need to pay attention to the trees that make the cardboard and where are these trees and they're owned by what business. It's like I have to think big picture, because cardboard is going to be a commodity. We're going to start looking at cardboard like lumber very soon, because it's used too often. For the past, I look around me and I got cardboard all around this office. It's just, but in really obscure ways because of packaging and things of that nature. So, yeah. Let me see. Hey, Riley. It's due number 57. 57. I thought I did 57. My fault, Hannah. I apologize. My apologies. What do you hope you don't lose in the future? Damn, Hannah. What do you hope you don't lose in the future? God. There's the obvious answer to this, right? Which is like family, close friends, real friends. But it's like how do we want the selfish answer to this? Are we trying to get the selfish response to this? Or are we trying to do like the whole heart? Because there's two answers. All right, let's go there. There's two different answers to this. What's something that I don't want to lose in the future? Is obviously my family, right? My wife, my son. Those are the things that I find myself. There's a picture of my son and his godfather that I keep in my car. And I promise you, I look at the nigga all the time. But for some reason in that picture, I can't stop looking and smiling at this nigga. And I found myself entering that part of parenting where you just unconditionally love. It's weird. I'm just now reaching that point, even though he's almost about to be 3 months old. But when I look at that picture, I'm just like, oh man, I love that kid. I love him. And then I can't imagine a world or a space where it's so weird. I just met the nigga. Let's call it a spade. I just met this nigga. My son, I just met this nigga. He only 2, not even 3 months old. If I met somebody in 3 months, that's like knowing somebody for a quarter. If you were ever at a university for the quarter system, you don't realize how short it is. You can't say you know this person 100%. And on top of me just knowing this nigga, it's not like he having back and forth conversation with me. He's gabbling, he talking, but I don't know what bro said. He can be saying fuck you to me. I don't know. But it's just that our relationship is still so new, but I appreciate it so much. And I can't imagine, like, and I promise you, I'm not flexing this shit for the camera or anything. I just cannot I can't imagine waking up and him not being there. No matter if he's waking me up in the middle of the night because he's pissed about something, because I turned the sun off, whatever. But I can't imagine that anymore. And on top of that, it's like, now that I'm in like the beginning stages of like family, right? So it's like I found myself, if I wake up and I don't feel like my wife's leg jamming me in the back of my leg, or if I don't hear her saying, yo, wake up, turn your alarm off in the morning, it almost feels indifferent. And like, here's the thing, I'm not really the person to be like, I want to sleep in the bed next to you all night. You can ask her. I can really be on some dolo shit, but me knowing that she's there gives me a peace of mind. So what am I afraid? What was it, number 57? I almost lost the damn question. Y'all got me on my shit. Damn, honey, you good at this content creation. You just pick a random number and you get me in my bag. Shit. Damn, 57. What do you hope you don't lose? I just hope I don't lose, essentially, like my family. Duh. Like I don't want to lose. I can't imagine that. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for the guys out there for like, who either have broken families, or situations where like, and mind you, I'm in a situation where, like I said, I want to be here. Like, if you are in a toxic situation, nigga, goodbye. The fuck, like, do not stay there. But if you aren't in a toxic situation, I'm really starting to understand the importance of family when both people are working and bringing income into the household. But I do understand the importance of like that, everybody coming together kind of thing. So, yeah, it's just, I never really want to lose that. And as I'm learning, I saw a video today before I got here. It's by Miss Rachel, right? If you guys know who Miss Rachel is, she does like kids content. Yes, that's my algorithm now. My algorithm knows I got a baby. And she was saying, we're always so easy on forgiving kids when they do something wrong, but we're always so hard on ourselves when we do something wrong when we do something wrong ourselves, right? So she's like, you have to remember, just as much as it's their first time being a kid, it's your first time being a parent. And you got to remember to be easy on yourself. And for some reason, I don't usually be listening to this white woman, but I paid attention to to her video, and I said, damn, she right. And mind you, I don't sit up here to claim to know what I'm doing, but I really do fuck with the fact that I'm doing it, right? Which takes me to the second thing that I hope that I never lose, which is my drive, right? My drive to want to be a good parent, my fucking drive to wanna like be a better nigga on a daily basis. Like, you understand, like, I remember the day I did not have this much. I remember the days I didn't have this much drive. And I really wondered, what did I think when I woke up? Like, what was my priority in the morning? And I had no idea. Like, it's weird. Like, when I woke up before, I was kind of like, what are we on tonight? What am I sipping on? You know, it was cool. Now, don't sit up here, I'm goody two good shoe nigga. No, negative. But what I can say was, damn, that was good for its time. And now that my life book is turning, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I developed this thing called drive. This thing called drive is just, you can't replace it. You can't replace it. You can't. There's nothing like it. It's like, I be feeling bad for people who don't have it. And that's why even through this show, I got to put a post out, you guys. Like, I listened to my pastor and he was saying, like, everybody's flexing on social media. And he was like, let me know if y'all know somebody who flexing on social media. And I was so proud to say I have done the complete opposite my entire social media career. Even when I got fired, when I didn't get into school, when I did get into school, all these things, all these moments in social media that happened, mine are not flexing. And oh my God, I'm so happy I'm in that portion of the population rather than the latter. So I'm saying all this to say that I can never lose my drive. I would hate to lose that. I don't think this show would be interesting. I don't think everything would come off as genuine. I don't think my content would be as compelling. I just don't think anything. I don't know what would happen if I ever lost my drive. I don't think I'd be Mr. Mo as a teacher. I don't think I'd be as interesting as a broadcaster, as a videographer, as a photographer, all these things. My drive is just oh my God, it's my fuel. It fuels me to be a better nigga on a daily basis, hourly basis, to make me want to drive past Taco Bell sometimes, because damn, them Baja Blast be, God, them things be good. And I'd never had those until I met Key. I swear them shit smack. But anyways, yeah, it's just something about my drive, man. It's like it's better than cocaine. It's crazy, y'all. Like, I be feeling bad for people who don't got it, you know? Shit. I don't know. I think that's something I hope I never lose. I'm trying to look in here. Oh, I see, man. My fault, brother Dre Jackson. My fault. Did I do you number 450? 450. And I think it's gonna be the last one, because I've been ranting long enough. Did a quick little 40-minute banger. Something light. You know, I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna be able to have this thing going for 2 hours, but I realize I only can make it go that long when you have a guest. Like, a guest is a cheat code for a long episode. I realize, other than academics, but that nigga be on stream. I don't know how the hell he does it. But I'm gonna reach that point. But yeah, I aspire. My drive is shit. It saved my life countless times. The question is, and I'm gonna finish on this one. Would you ever propose to anyone, or would you wait for them to propose Well, y'all already know the answer to that question. Sometimes God will end an episode for you, so you don't even, drop the book. Can y'all saw that? Y'all missed it. Sometimes you don't even got to worry about it. You have to worry about a cool close. If the question is, would you ever propose to anyone? Y'all already know who I proposed to. I did it on a whim, and I'm actually going to save that story on how I proposed. Y'all can hear my side of it. I thought I did great, but she has a different perspective on the entire situation. Oh yeah, right. I know. Hannah said, I remember when you said that you would make a woman propose to you. Listen, Hannah, listen to me. Look at me. The nigga you met the tail end of probably that nigga of Mohammed on demon time, bro. That nigga's priorities was out of line. Like, that nigga was really like, oh, it's COVID? Maybe I should go hit up shawties and see who wants to come by. That's crazy. It's like, yo, we are in the middle of a pandemic. We don't know what germs going on in the air. Jobs is closing, and I'm sitting over here inviting old work over. What is wrong, bro? And then have the audacity to be like, oh, I remember when you said you make a woman. Listen, I would be saying that in the same breath. I don't know what time I was on. I was a horrible person at that time. If you knew me, I love you and I appreciate you, because you sat through the dog era. That's why I told y'all before, I ain't mad at none of my exes, because they never, I feel like that nigga, they do crazy. My logic didn't even line up. My logic didn't even it didn't make sense. Oh gosh. So yeah, I wouldn't. And here's the thing. Also at that time, the women I were meeting, it really wasn't like, it didn't make sense to propose. Proposing just didn't make sense at all at that time. So that's why I was like, I'm never proposing. It doesn't make sense, because I didn't see anybody else worth dropping down on one knee for. Till you meet somebody that's worth dropping down on one knee. Then you make some changes in your life, yada, 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 make it all work out. But I don't want to say, like I said, listen, that era of my life is behind me. That era of my life has now, if it wasn't for that era of my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I wouldn't have changed it for anything under the sun. And I'm happy. This is what I'm really happy about. I'm gonna turn up one more time before I leave. Thank God I wasn't streaming during that time. Justin, you can speak on this. Can you imagine, as transparent as I am today, especially with this camera and the digital and the internet space, brother, can you imagine if I set up a camera and I was streaming in that room next to you, what conversations I would be having? Y'all think today is flagrant. I really didn't care. Then you add on top of it, I'm gonna let you guys know, I got one person who's truly my kryptonite. He can get the worst stories and the best stories out of me at the drop of a hat. His name is brother Chris Smith. This is one of my closest friends. We've lived together. It's between him and Lota. Lota too. He's another one. Lota and Chris. If you put a mic on, and we started with the idea, recorded a couple shows, but thank God I did not have the drive to follow through with those ideas, because I would have been deplatformed before I even had a platform. Because I was talking flagrant, because I would be like, yo, I'm living my raps. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. Absolutely asinine. So I thank God that I didn't have drive then, because if I had the drive I had today, then doing the things I was doing, What? And to be honest with you, I'm happy a lot of those times were not on camera. Oh my gosh. Because, oh my gosh, I would have been banned on all platforms before Andrew Tate. Way before Andrew Tate. I would have, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. But anyways, listen. This is another rack episode. I love the rack episodes because you guys put numbers in, then you guys kind of give me topics, and I just let the conversation go, move accordingly, and it feels good. This is like my own therapy. It lets me reflect back on stories and think back on situations. And those who are really deep in the community, y'all probably heard a lot of these stories, but you start hearing a little more details on the story each and every time. So y'all be able to catch my cap if I'm capping, trust me. But if I'm not capping, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not capping. I'm not. I'm honest. I'm transparent about everything. That's it. But yeah, I want you guys to go ahead, have an excellent evening. Continue being you. Continue being great. I want you guys to stay happy. You say, hold on. Also, how are you coming in? Oh yeah, literally all the things. Hannah, you're the best. Hannah's on my ass. Listen. Justin's video is going to be done. I have a slideshow I have to finish tonight. I have a couple Aspire videos. I'm about to be in the studio for a long while tonight because I have a bunch of projects I got to finish, and I don't like doing all-nighters anymore. It's just not my thing because I like to wake up and run. But I fell back in too many projects, and now I find myself playing the catch-up game. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hop off. I really just wanted to do a 30-minute episode, but you guys kept the questions coming. Well, the book kept the questions coming, and you guys kept the engagement coming, so it meant a lot to me. Also, shouts out to everybody who was here on Monday's episode. It felt so good after the episode. It was so fluid for me. Tuesday was a little spotty, but Monday just felt so fucking good. That's like what I dream of a show, like, eventually. But anyways, you guys stay happy. You stay optimistic. I see you guys back again tomorrow with DDS. The whole crew is going to be here. And I don't know what we're talking about quite yet, but when they get here, we'll be able to figure it all out. I'm going to go ahead and call Elijah right now to figure what the show's concept is going to look like. And have a great night. I got a bunch of work to do. So I already have my coffee. I already have some water over here. It's time for me to get to work. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all.